who is another one of the top favorites, but still, he is our reigning world champion. And if you guys tuned in at the last WGL, dude, that was insane.
There was one strong performance, man. That was once again from another planet that we've seen from Moon. And maybe that starts here again. Things are a little different with a different patch and stronger opponents this time. But with that being said, welcome to Shanghai Day 2. This is what it's all about. The Frozen Throne is up for grabs. We have had two back-to-back champions once again. Those were both Chinese, of course, 120 and TH respectively. But Moon, the first foreign world champion at WGL ever, he wants to repeat that success, and there he is. Once again, a smile on his face. This is becoming a habit for him since the big breakthrough at next winter 2018.
And going up against him is Hunter from Peru, who didn't run into any issues this time. Unfortunately, it has been history for the young Peruvian that, he was having his flights delayed. He was actually having issues with his legs, with injuries, whatever. But so far, so good. His trip to Shanghai this time around seems to be without many hiccups. And he's going to have a chance now to prove himself. But in this Night of Mirror coming up against Moon, well, this is the hardest Night of opponent he can have. But he's going to try his best.
Absolutely. Hunter, it's good to see him not in a wheelchair on this stage. He's kind of used to that by now. It's his third WGL attendance. There's, as he said, no food poisoning, no robberies, no leg injuries. For the first time ever in an international tournament, he can play his best, hopefully.
True. I saw him earlier practicing quite extensively with Cash, actually. It's always nice to see him here. He hasn't had the best success here, to be honest. He never got out of the groups and didn't get the most maps either at the last group stage at WGL. But he comes here every time with hope, with passion in his heart, and he is so grateful as well for his time here. You can really see it. You can feel it. Every time he's here, he is enjoying it. He's having the time of his life, despite how much bad luck has encountered him the last couple of times. He is still waiting for his breakout performance. Many of, the up-and-coming young players have this one key success moment where suddenly they start playing on another level. But Hunter so far hasn't had it yet.
That is true. He won 2 maps in his 2 runs. That was against Cini and 120 of all people. But it was round robin. It was a late match. So what do we have in store for you here today? The 4 matches that we have talked about before, Group C and Group D. And after today, we know the schedule for the rest of the group stage. We know the winner bracket finals. We know the lower bracket semifinals. Yesterday, pretty promising start, actually. The first days are rarely the best days, obviously, but 120 versus Lawlion was an absolute banger. And I have to admit, okay, here's the schedule, as we said, Group A and B yesterday. Today, Group C and D with the winner bracket semifinals. We have Moon versus Hunter, we have Fly versus Jamika, and then the match we're all waiting for, Happy versus Lin Hype. And to end the day, it's Live versus Sock. Before tomorrow, we go into the upper bracket finals to determine the first 4 quarterfinalists, then have the lower bracket round 1, or the semifinals there, to determine the first 4 players to go home, and then the decision of the group stage on Wednesday. Moon Hunter, Jamika Fly, Lin Happy, Live Sock, these are our 8 players today.
And I think actually the last, of course, the most hype match is definitely going to be Lin versus Happy. There's no debating that one. But after that, Live versus Sock, I'm also really looking forward to those two. Sock has been really promising lately, and Live is always this big question mark. If he shows up in shape, if he is playing at his full potential, he is one of the scariest night elves in the world. Is he at that level at the moment? I'm not sure. We're going to find out.
Live is one of the first players here at the venue, as he oftentimes is, putting in the grind on the Natty's ladder. The schedule here, as you see, each best of 3 takes about 1 hour and a bit. So if you have to leave, maybe do it now, because the other 3 games are not really one-sided. I can't really pick a winner in Jamika Fly, Lin Happy, Live Sock.
I think they're very evenly matched as well. I agree with you. The first one, of course, for us, Moon versus Hunter, that one on paper seems to be pretty one-sided. Honestly, Hunter getting a map here would be quite the surprise. Another interesting story or thing to take from this match, not just the winner, is going to be Moon. What's his shape? How is he looking
Looks
in the new
really
patch?
good, man. As we said, the defending world champion, also the winner of the qualifiers. Every time he was on top of the ladder,
Yeah.
he won the last
70
two
points.
Yeah. He won the last 2 monthly qualifiers as well. He was miles and miles ahead of everyone else in that qualifier.
Yep.
Hunter, though, as you can see, 4th place in the American qualifiers. But
That seems weird, right?
you might say, what? Aren't there just 2 spots for Americans? Hell yeah. Cruncher wasn't able to make it due to work, and HTRT had to refuse the invitation as well. So he is just a replacement player. But knowing the environment, maybe he can step it up. To be honest, in the American qualifier, he didn't really look too good, but we will go into that. We have our picks and bans. Hunter banning Echo Isles and Northern Isles. Moon getting rid of TS and Moon Meadows.
Moon vetoes Twisted Meadows.
That's weird indeed.
Usually he even keeps it in the matchup against Orc,
Yep.
oftentimes at least, where this can be a very tough map for Night of Indeed, but here he gets rid of it in the mirror. Okay.
So, Last Refuge is our first map. Moon picking Echo Isles. This is going according to Hunter's game plan. He was banning 2 small maps, and he thinks, okay, I don't want a rush map against Moon. I don't want him to be in my face all the time. I want the games to be a little longer, to get in shape, to get like my game grooving once more, and not pressure from the start. But okay, the world champion is making his first map here at WGL Summer 2019. Moon, can he defend his championship? His first obstacle is coming from Peru. It's Hunter, match number 1. Let's go.
Is he gonna show up in full force here, or is he perhaps taking this game a little too lightly? Honestly, everyone is expecting Moon to make it out of the groups. And not just to make it out of the groups, but to kind of make it out of the groups easily. We have some super strong groups, A and D, in this group stage. Group C is by far the easiest.
Yeah, I think so too. A little bit of luck. You can see the respect here in chat already. Good luck, have fun, master. The respect that every other player here has towards Moon, especially the Night Elves,
Yep.
yeah, especially the Koreans who treat him like a god, and the Night Elves, is unbelievable. Moon's WGL participation's not too great, actually. This is his 7th time. He goes to Shanghai, only 4 playoffs. That means he was eliminated in the group stage twice, and it took him 6 times to actually get the championship when everyone is expecting a little more from him. But it feels like he finally has arrived. And not only his Gold League matches or performance shape has risen, but also his year, man. He was in the final of the Thunder and Fire Cup, losing to the TH. Also in the final of the W League Grand Final, he also lost that to TH. But the H&W Masters, that was the tournament with the most prize money so far, and Moon took that.
And the next spring, he didn't do too badly either, 4th place. So yeah, it was definitely a successful year so far for Moon, but TH had a better one, but TH is just looking out of control so far this year. We'll see how it goes. This matchup, previously in 1.30, was dominated by Keeper, dominated by Archers, but we can already see from the hero choice, things have changed. We are in 1.31, and the Demon Hunter is making a return, especially in the Night of Mirror, and we see him being chosen by both players here now.
That was pretty close by Moon there, almost denied it with the Engine of War. Moon, by the way, the best Night Elf Mirror player in this entire tournament, 65% win rate, and not in like lower ranked matches, but only in the major and premier tournaments. That is absolutely sick. Hunter on the other side, I mean, this should be his best matchup in the Americas, North and South. There are a lot of good Night Elf players.
Yep.
Rarely to see any good undead there, so it's hard to prepare for them. Same goes for Human, but it's also in Peru, like his home country. He has to face Night Elves all the time to get these qualification spots for WGL or WCG, and he constantly makes it, even though there was a little bit of luck involved this time. But his Night Elf Mirror should be pretty good.
That's true. He is well practiced in this matchup. But the people he practices against, no one's on the level of Moon. So perhaps what he thinks he can usually get away with, what he thinks he usually should work, may not work against Moon. Here we have the first bit of trading going on in the middle. 2 Archers and the Demon on both sides. The trading game should be in favor of Hunter, actually, with that circlet of nobility. Actually, with the new ring.
Yeah, I was thinking
Is it
the
still
same.
the case? I'm not sure.
Apparently, it's very, very equal here. So the ring got a lot better with this patch. Hunter chasing now, but of course there are no boots. They have the same movement speed. Oh, trying his luck now! The archers are in range! Oh! Arrow to the knee, but not quite!
Oh my goodness.
5 HP Hunter. That was close, man!
That was scary. It is a little bit about RNG as well in these early game trades. There's a big damage range on the Demon Hunter, same as the Blade Master. You can hit for 25, but you can also hit for 50. So, yeah, not quite, but something like that are the numbers. Healing back up at the Moonwells. What kind of tech are we moving into? Are we going to see a Hunter's Hall? We do for Moon, and that should not surprise us.
Not for Hunter, though. Oh, there it is. A little late again. This is happening every single time he's on that stage. Did you notice, like, the plague amongst Night Elves that most of the Asian Night Elf players and also most of the European Night Elf players could cure, but the cure did not arrive in South America yet.
So we're moving into Dryads, we know that much for certain. Moon is a massive fan of the Dryads. Are we going to go into Bears as well, or is it going to be a pressure play on tier 2? That will be the question here. Bear Mirror seems to be a thing that was completely gone from the meta for a long, long time, but we're seeing it return a little bit at least.
Hunter's a little lucky with that end snare, and he gets first blood thanks to the Watcher Ward right there.
Hugging the tavern now. It's tier 2 time, it's second hero time. Both heroes, the Nagas, the heroes of choice, but Hunter's in a pretty weird position.
Yeah. Moon is reaching around in the south, but Hunter is getting some damage on that Naga as well. So this seems like his own Naga is able to run away from this. Loses one archer there. Now Naga on Naga action. It's usually the case, like, when we see two Naga at the tavern, one of them is going to die, and it looks pretty good for Hunter right there. There's a lot of mana, can still burn it. There we go, not enough. Stops moving for a second. Archer's in trouble for Hunter as well. Can the Naga reach the Moonwells? It's like 1 or 2 swipes away depending on the damage roll, but he just can't make it. It's so close, but not enough. One more hit and the Naga would have been dead, but that was a lot of wasted time for Hunter right now. Moon still safe and trying to wreck some archers, and the base is open for the Demon Hunter to wreak havoc there and delay the lures.
We see the first person here for Moon. Still trying to get the Naga back to his army. Canceling the lore, that could be a big deal. The Dryad advantage is going to be a great one to have here as we move closer and closer to the late game stages. And Moon seems to have grabbed a decent lead in this game. He may lose the Naga, he will lose the Naga, but it's a level 1 hero only. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, finally Hunter's chase was successful, but as you pointed out, the lures are so late. And he's still in his base. The tech on to tier 3 is running okay. His heroes are coming back finally, but I don't think he will get another kill right there. Moon Juice is also not looking too great.
A player's forces are under attack.
But
6 minutes 50 though. That is a lot. Nice block by Moon to keep the Demon Hunter away from the archers.
And the Naga is going to be back here in a moment, like 15 seconds or something. And the Naga plus the Dryads, that's going to give him great map control. Hunter has to be really afraid now for a moment. He knows he has that big tech advantage. He still doesn't have the Dryads. He has plenty of gold, but he can't spend it.
You could go for some items, but you don't want to waste your gold on more archers, really, as you're waiting for Dryads, as you need them for the Bear's Adept and the Bear Master training, and the Orb, and the Staff, and stuff like that.
Player's forces are under attack.
Does he have a shop? I don't think so, right? Oh, nice ward by Hunter, making sure to know when this creep spot is starting. But Moon is once again right in his face, and the lures... Ah, okay, he's not diving into that base, not cancelling them.
I always feel like this is very interesting. One of the most interesting things in Warcraft, to watch the pro players, the top players, when they get an advantage, what do they do with the advantage? The smork thing right now would be to just run into the main, try to pick up units with slow from the Dryads and from the Naga, but there's more ways, more than one way to skin a cat. You can aggressively creep, take camps away from your opponent. You can creep risky camps and thinking that your opponent isn't strong enough to do anything about it. But for the time being, actually, Moon doesn't seem to be able to capitalize on his early Dryad advantage. Hunter will be getting his own Dryads. The experience is looking in favor of the Korean,
A
but not
player's
by that
forces
much.
are under
Not
attack.
by that much.
No, wait, it's the
Actually,
other way around.
Yeah, I was
It's the
about
other way
to say,
around,
like,
sorry.
Hunter has the advantage thanks to the Naga kill most likely. And I kind of like what Hunter was doing with the positioning of his army in the northeast of the middle. Usually, if you have map control, which Moon absolutely has, with the double slow and the strong Demon Hunter, you want to get the consumables here, as he's doing. But with that positioning, he made sure that Moon is not stealing the consumable from his shop and not, like, dominating the middle right away. I think it was a very good play by Hunter.
Yeah, I agree. Early game, well salvaged. It's not like Hunter was miles and miles behind, but it was looking a little bit scary. Those lures getting delayed, him losing more archers. But Hunter finds himself in a decent position. And he leaves the
A
sacred
player's
text
forces
behind.
are under attack.
1,000 gold for Hunter and so low on lumber. Could and should reproduce some Wisp. I think that's exactly what he's doing here. Of course, just invested into the Master Training, which is a little expensive. But yeah. Some items now with the Orb of Venom and the Staff of Preservation. Moon has the same items from his own shop. So that equals things out a bit, but a 10 supply lead for the Korean.
Big item to be grabbed up here. Both would love to take it. Dancing, tangoing around this Ogre Magi here. So focus fire potential for Hunter with that flute as well. Going for the first heroes now are both of them. Not really, actually. Moon is going for the drives, but he can't find the kill. Whoa! That was close. Heal pot already used. And he can't trade for anything just yet. Now he's going to get the Dryad kill. But the Naga as well. Moon has to be careful. Hunter fighting his way back into this game.
Oh, the Reju is coming in right at the perfect time. Lots of hero focus from the Peruvian, but the Bears stand their ground in the front row. The Magi is still up for grabs. Maybe with the mana burn he could get that. Hunter needs that one and does. Level 2 for him and the big Invo potion so good, but the Bear block, oh Moon, so good. But you can only block so much against the staff.
That looked really scary there, where Hunter committed for the Ogre Magi. All the archers' back was turned towards the Bears. That's an easy point of attack. But actually, everything is saved. The Naga gets staffed out. He gets the item. He gets level 3. Can't make too much use of that with having no mana right here. But dude, I'm kind of impressed with Hunter. He is...
Shh, don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
He's playing this pretty well.
Yes, I have to agree. This fight also, of course, hero focus is... Like, a lot of people scream, oh, you're only focusing heroes, like especially the Battle.net ladder 50% people. But that was the right choice. What else could he do? The Bears were way too strong, and Hunter was still waiting for his own Bear, so he couldn't pick a straight-up one-on-one fight. So trying to get Moon away and chase him back was the key to winning this fight here, and that is easily doable via hero focus. Now, can he save his production buildings? And can he withstand this push?
Kind of weird to engage into this battle now for Hunter with the creeps being out here. There's only a narrow choke for his Bears to come in, but he is going to get there. However, Mana Stone was picked up by Moon, but he's still at level 3. Moon playing very confidently, perhaps a little overconfident. Level 2 versus level 3 Demon Hunter is a big disadvantage.
That was a pretty cool move by Hunter there. He was waiting for the Roar to reapply and then detonate the Wisp. Very patient here. He could have detonated before, but only getting like 3 Roars off. That was way more impactful.
And of course, Roar is a massive game changer. In a Bear Mirror, if you play with Roar against no Roar, you basically have to fight one already. So Wisps can make a big difference there as well. 5 Bears for Moon, 4 Bears for Hunter, as we can see in the overlay. But Hunter's still gonna engage.
0-0 upgrades on Moon. Would love to see the upgrades on Hunter's side. He doesn't want to fight against Roar. The Demon Hunter a little out of position. Also the staff on him. Can he force him into the Invo potion? Moon is fighting in the north without his heroes though, and without a lot of Bears. Hunter's chance to do some damage, but he has to fight without his Demon Hunter as well. He is at the shop at the moment, going for a heal scroll, and that could save his ass for now. Needs that soon. Wants to get this Bear a little greedy. Heal scroll used. I don't know if he got all of them, but Moon is forced into a town portal, losing 2 Bears.
What? Did he lose 2?
I think so.
2 did die. I'm not quite sure. But still, the Demon Hunter being out of this battle for so long, Hunter continuing to not be too impressed by his opponent, despite the fact that it's Moon, and he's still absolutely in this game. He earlier had the 1 attack upgrade for his Bears already, and of course upgrades do make a big, big difference in these mirror matches with mirrored armies. Hunter's still rich. He's been rich this entire game. Look at the gold. 1.4k almost.
He can break upkeep now. Moon has 1,000 gold less, and Hunter is breaking upkeep only with a Wisp at the moment, so it's not the ideal population count, and I hope he will recognize this before the next fight. Could use another heal scroll as well, maybe take the time. Losing one archer isn't the worst. Actually, in this position, it's good to get him into no upkeep once again.
That's a blessing in disguise right there. He's like, thank you. It's going to save me some money. Hunter also super high lumber now. He was struggling with that earlier, but now he's got all the wood he needs in the world, so that means plenty of upgrades at 1-1 already. And if Hunter just produces and can force a fight, then this game is actually looking good for him.
He also has the Fork Lightning.
Oh, the demon though doesn't want to be forced into the invul here already. He's got the double staff. He's fine.
So rare to see. I actually didn't think about it, even though it's in the overlay. But which Night Elf goes double staff these days?
Yeah, oftentimes they will be skipping out on that, absolutely true. Zeppelin now being purchased, going to help with the bear micro. Hunter wants to delay this fight, this engagement for a little bit longer. He's got 2 bears in queue. The lures are right there, once again bringing out the wisps. The roar, remember, is a big, big advantage. And instantly coming in with 1 detonate. The second one still waiting a little. Hunter's bears, though, are bruised. He would love to have a heal scroll, but he doesn't have one.
Exactly. Can't go back to the Moon Wells. First bear dies. Demon Hunter focus once again. This is not a good position for Hunter at all. Trying to TP out. Is he in range even? Ooh. Nice save on the bears there.
Oh, that was so close.
About to die, indeed. But yeah, everything is bruised now. Moonwell situation looking good, but this is free reign for Moon over the production facilities. And yeah, it was a good position for him to have them there in this fight, to have instant reinforcements. But the first one is down, and the Siege Bears, oh man, they carry this name for a reason. No Dryads, no bears anymore. Hunter's in deep trouble all of a sudden.
It looked like he should be in a good position this game, but perhaps too late to make his army. He was a little thanking too much gold there. And now all the bears he loses, he can't get back.
The Moon signature move of Zeppelin micro, saving these bears before they die. Okay, cast his curse, and 1 dies now. But he saved so many of them. And Hunter is dropping down to 36 supply. A huge advantage for the 5th race, and that should be game right here. But Moon is retreating with 57 supply, only 29 remaining for Hunter, and as you saw, no chance to go for additional bears anymore.
How did this turn around so quickly?
Pretty bad position on the hill, I would say.
Yeah, and also not healing up. Going up the hill probably was a mistake as well. Should have retreated to the Moonwells, heal back up there. But the lures being cancelled in the early game turned out not to be too much of a game changer as far as timing goes, but them being so exposed in the late game, making all the difference, also making the fighting position awkward. The lures are coming back up. He's going to have production reestablished in a moment, but he lost so many bears.
What an experience swing, man. All of a sudden, Moon is 4-3, 3 3/4. That is a huge advantage with evasion level 2. Level 4 Naga doesn't do that much. Hunter on the other side got the Invul Potion and the Heal Scroll. Moon is pretty cheap on items this game. Higher on upgrades and faster on upgrades, but the items mostly go to the Peruvian.
And that was another thing. Hunter was at 1-0 very quickly, and then was super high resources for a long time, and I think he's still at only 1-1. So there, perhaps the macro slipping a little. Probably should have spent his money, or perhaps it's all because of the Tome of Agility that's still laying there.
That is, especially if you listen to the Twitch chat, that is the reason why he's doing that. Invis Demon Hunter. He's expecting Hunter at the red spot, but he's taking it more conservatively. I really like that Ankh on the Naga now. Moon going double staff as well, by the way.
Yeah, all the advantages now with Moon, and we're gonna have a clash at the red camp.
Knows, yep, if he's not at the upper left, he must be at the bottom right. Little lucky for Hunter to not start this camp before Moon arrives. Demon Hunter is coming, still invisible, flanking, and there's only 4 bears to work with. 1 heal scroll, 1 invul, but levels are lower. Especially, like, only for the Naga though. That level 2 evasion on Hunter's Demon Hunter was super important. Can he somehow pull a miracle?
Interesting that Moon doesn't reveal himself. It's really tempting there to start burning, get rid of the mana on both heroes, but no, he's still invisible, still checking things out, I guess. But now though, this could be an opening to try to go for the first hero, blocking with the Invis Demon Hunter. But Hunter realizes and yeah, can make use of that staff. We are back at 50 versus 50 supply, actually.
Would love to see the upgrades right now to see how far Moon is ahead there.
Oh,
nice
the Naga
block
though.
against the Naga. There must be a staff. Where's the Demon Hunter?
He's not
Where is the Demon Hunter? Whoa! Last second.
She almost died in the
was
base.
like 2 HP. Of course, the damage ticks her down now. Has to use a lot of Moon Juice. I don't even know if he has it. Moon is the one being super rich now. 1,200 the Engine of War. What a journey. It's like Bilbo.
Across the entirety of the map. True. So 2-2 upgrades still for Moon. Could go for some more. He's got the lumber to back it up. One Dryad on each side, I believe. You want to have one against for the spell against the rejuvenation, which otherwise is so powerful. You want to bring wisps as well. Here comes the third attack upgrade, actually. It's going to be 3-2 bears.
That's big.
2 heal scrolls on Moon's side, though, against 1 heal scroll. But
2-2 only on Moon as well.
that's doable, though. This is a pretty comparable position.
Still, Moon has the 600 gold advantage and the hero level advantage. At least a little bit.
Oh, there we go.
Zeppelin drops. I don't think Hunter sees this coming at all. And that could wreck History of Eternity in merely seconds. He sees it now with the Engine of War, if he had his eyes there. But it seems like he did not. Bears unloaded. Here's the Raw. Demon Hunter at home to defend. But this is not going to be an easy task. He won't be in time. Also, the Bears occupying so much space, the Wisp can't read. This looks like a little panic reaction from Hunter, pulling all the Wisp for the repair. One bear dies though, and yeah, he gets out. He saves the tree.
Players' forces are under
That,
attack.
I mean, it costs a little mining time and repair, obviously. But how often can you do this trick? Is it exposed now?
With there being no TP on Hunter, this is always going to be dangerous. If he moves across the map, this can always happen. But yeah, he did save the tree, which was absolutely vital. Was expensive though. This is actually a lot of repair that this cost. Tree still a little damaged. We're going to Ultra Bears with 3-3 upgrades coming up here for Hunter. And this is why we see an Ancient of Wind oftentimes in the late game. Wouldn't be too surprised to see one here as well, or at least Zeppelin to grant vision above the trees. Hunter has the money still. But Moon, oh man. Look at the supply now. 66, still with a lot of bank to spend.
Yeah, that was the little economy advantage that he kind of felt like he needed to go into upkeep.
Oh, the Cloak of Flames. Ooh, that's pretty sexy. Of course, you don't want to keep it on the Naga. Certainly better on the Demon.
Hunter is expecting an expansion. There's no stuff and no TP. And Moon is basically surrounding him here with his entire army. It's not going to be easy to get out. Naga is not close for a staff. Invo Potion is gone already, but...
Wait a minute. Where's the Naga?
Yeah, she's far away.
Is he just dead?
Oh no, oh no. Hello, Bears. Bye-bye, Demon Hunter, as it seems Naga is coming in.
Where's
it's
she?
going to be close.
Where's she?
Close, close.
Oh my god!
Gets him out again. But now, rest of the army is exposed. Moon is on the prowl. He wants to end this game soon.
Okay, but Hunter gets away with a black eye, doesn't actually lose anything.
Man, second time he uses that staff to full extent in the last split second. Main gold mine is down and no counter expansion. Going for Nature's Blessing now, both players. Here's the Engine of Wind against that Zeppelin.
The players' forces are under attack.
Obviously, Hunter doesn't want to fight now. 20 supply lead for the Korean.
Yeah, that's absolutely massive. 20 supply is
how can he
that's
stall
5
time without a
bears
town
there.
portal?
If he can go for the Thermopylae tactics, fighting in a small choke, perhaps he can make up for that disadvantage in numbers. But Moon shouldn't take a fight like that. He would love to take a fight right here, though, next to the Moonwell. That's exactly what he wants. Wait a minute, does Hunter have a TP?
Nope.
He doesn't have a TP?
Nope. And the Engine of War is so protected in that position. I mean, the Tree of Eternity can't be attacked by too much, and now Hunter has to run away. His Engine is on the way to the expansion, though, so maybe with that stalling, he can get a little gold income advantage. Needs the staff again. Oh, actually, walks it off.
Dryad going in range of the bear, trying to slow him down, forcing one kill at least, with one staff being on cooldown, but seems like actually Hunter is making it away with everything. He didn't lose anything, but he didn't kill anything either.
Isn't that okay? I mean, he still has that 20 supply disadvantage. To just survive is hard enough for him. Demon Hunter's moving into the back.
That
line
was
of the
mismicroed!
army. Invo potion, okay, but for how much longer? He's close to the trees. He is surrounded there. This is the end for you, my friend. First hero kill for Moon. And yeah, this should be the end, man. The Naga is dead as well. GG! Well played, Moon! Taking map number 1, but he had to fight a lot harder than everyone was expecting.
It was a good showing by Hunter, way closer than many may have thought. And he did have an advantage, actually, at one point in that game. But he was floating too long with too much bank, 1.5k for an eternity, and suddenly the 60 supply of Moon hit and Hunter wasn't ready, losing the production and losing that fight as well. And Moon displaying once again his outstanding Zeppelin micro, kind of squashing him in that final engagement.
The one fight at the laboratory lost Hunter the game. I feel that basically everything went wrong, from fighting position to item usage, and then there was the Zeppelin all of a sudden and Moon used it to full extent. Wasn't the right idea to go there. And that broke his neck so far, but he's not getting squashed. In the American qualifiers, I was pretty disappointed with Hunter's performance, actually. He got top 4, okay, but he did many sloppy mistakes. Killing creeps with Engines of War, forgetting rally points, forgetting production, forgetting moon wells. So many times. Not happening here.
True. He may have lost the first game, but this was looking really solid throughout large parts. And remember, he fell behind a little bit early on, then came back in the mid-game, grabbing a small lead. In the super late game, though, the favorite, the world-class player Moon, does prevail. But, you know, polish your late game a little bit more. Be ready for an attack. Don't be too greedy, perhaps. And this can still be doable. This could have been doable. And I'm glad to see this here. Hunter is not looking without a chance at all.
And did you see Moon's face? When he stepped into that arena, he was smiling all over.
But
now this is
mode.
a lot more serious indeed.
So we should have some highlights for you guys from the first game. And this was the game-deciding fight. The Ancients of Lore there in a weird position. If you can't protect them at all times, Ancients of Lore fall, and then there's no more bears. And here the Zeppelin micro, outstanding by Moon as we know it. Not losing a single bear for so long.
Yeah, that was rock solid. Once I mentioned it though, he lost a couple of bears, but it wasn't enough for Hunter to get the advantage again. So everyone expects him to go 4-0 through the groups, right?
Yes, pretty much.
Fly or Jamika would be his opponent in the winner bracket final if he wins one more map. For Hunter, I guess it's the same as OC. If he wins the map, that would be an accomplishment already. So maybe it's this one, as he showed how strong he can be. His map choice now. Will he take it home, or will Moon be the next 2-0 victor at WGL Summit?
And is it going to be the same strat again? Is Bear Mirror what this matchup is about nowadays? And is it all about the Demon Hunter, or will we see a return of the Keeper? Concealed Hill, our next map, spelled correctly today.
Yeah, I let them know that there's a little typo. Moon vs. Hunter, set number 2, Concealed Hill, a map with fountains. The only map with fountains that we have. So it's an interesting question if we will see bears again, or if it's MG time, or if it's Mass Engine of War Archer time, or are the times of the marksmanship over, Remo?
I feel like if you want to play archers, you really want to have Keeper and Alchemist as well, right? But is the Keeper still viable? He has been hit with plenty of nerves over the last couple of months after having dominated for so long. And the Demon Hunter is stronger once again. On maps, on certain maps like Echo Isles, I think it's pretty much going to be always Demon Hunter from now on. But is this the story for this entire matchup? Are we just going to see a Demon Hunter purely? I'm not so sure. Here, what is going to be the hero choice? I'm expecting Demon. I guess Keeper really is a niche pick nowadays.
Yeah, it could be okay with Thorn's Aura, maybe. in a bear mirror, as it was back in the day, and it is the keeper for Moon.
Okay, cool.
He loves to play different first heroes from the Altar of Elders or the Tavern even. Ooh, there's a happy fan even. But yeah, the love for Moon is big even in China. We saw a lot of standing ovations after his win in WGL Winter, despite the fact that he was against the boxing champion Froggy, who is also very beloved here. But yeah, there's so much respect for him from all over the world.
A player's forces are under
At
attack.
last WGL, he finally was playing. And what his name promises at his full potential, that performance was something to behold. By far the best player there, making it out of the groups, out of a round-robin group stage. With 10-0, not dropping a single map and dropping very few maps in general to the gold medal. So, Keeper versus Demon Hunter, not a matchup that the Keeper usually favors at all. The Demon comes in, runs him down, has better trading potential with better stats, and can't even make use of his Entangle because he just keeps on getting burned over and over. Hunter scouts the first hero early, sees the Keeper, so Moon has to play this with a bit of finesse, right? You can't go into a trading game. That's not gonna happen. Moon is gonna have to make use of his big brain now to make this Keeper work. And oh man, did you see it? Experience bar. Hunter starting off with an Ancient
Player's
of War
forces
deny.
are under attack.
I jinxed it, right? In the little break there.
Yeah, it's your fault, Neo.
Sorry.
All your fault.
But it's like you jinxed him first. You know, it's not going too bad for him on map 1, then boom. But yeah, this is where the Demon Hunter wants to be. Right in the face of the Keeper, getting some experience with the Treants. Of course, he has to be aware of Entangle, but he can still fight out as it seems.
And this Ancient of War deny is so painful.
Yeah.
2 Treant kills is 40 experience, and that's enough for the level up. He would be level 2 right now, had it not been for this darn Ancient of War deny.
Yeah, picture in picture from Hunter's side now. And techs are running.
Keep it though without mana. Weird to play, like what do you do now? Yes, you can heal up from the Moonwells, but that takes a lot of juice. The Demon can just burn you over and over, and if he really wants to, can even heal up at the fountain, not having to use his own Moonwells.
Yeah, especially without Treants, it's really hard to creep for Moon. He has no tanks really available.
Yeah. Concealed Hill, always pretty tough to creep for Night Elves. Even if you do have Treants, isn't the easiest, but without, it is a nightmare. Boots of speed early, making it easier to run away from this Demon Hunter, as he can't really afford to trade hits. The Demon stats too good, even if he's just level 1, waking up the creeps, but the
Nice.
Archer save into Shadow Mirror.
I like that Moon goes for an early dust. We have seen it in his inventory. There we go. Might be able to get the kill there. No Shadow Melt possible anymore, but he has to run away from the
forces
Demon
are
Hunter.
under
Now
attack.
Hunter's Archers all pretty healthy. And also Hunter, like we have mentioned this yesterday, do pros not really... I mean, of course, everyone knows it, but it's not in their mechanics to go for the second pair of boots that is available now.
I thought the same. He was standing at the shop, it looked like he wanted to go for the boots, but then Moon got the boots, and he didn't get them himself. But nowadays, we have 2 in stock right away, at 1900 hours. But he's saving the resources for now. Hunter does have the gold to pick up the item if he wants, but perhaps going to be more important to get the tier 2 buildings up more quickly, and the second hero. What is the second hero going to be? Double Naga seems pretty likely. Against the Demon Hunter especially, Naga is usually the hero of choice. But the Keeper now seems to be finding the first kill onto the Archers. Had enough mana for that, but now he's going to be dry on mana once again.
Exactly. There was one combo of Entangle and Force of Nature, and that's about it. Yes, it's nighttime. He will get some moon juice, but he has to get back to his base, freshen up. So, yeah, you really want the Naga because the strongest thing about the Naga early is the Frost Arrow that basically costs like 5 mana, which you always have, even if you're up against a Demon Hunter. By the way, Demon Hunter still level 1, man.
This is plaguing him so much, essentially,
Player's
tonight.
forces are
Hopefully, though, he can put it out of his mind, doesn't have to think about it too hard. Moon going for a bit of a greedy camp over here at the lab, even with the Ancient of War. This is scary. Your units get slow, your units get boulder tossed, and a creep jack coming in could be painful. That's exactly what's happening. Hunter with the Archer and the Demon here already, and now the Naga coming in as well. Oh, and this is the beautiful opening he was hoping for. Boulder toss onto the opposing Naga. And if he had the boots now, he may have been able to run her down.
Remo's love for boots will never die, but maybe the Keeper will, or at least be forced into a town portal. Hunter a little indecisive what hero to focus. There is a chance for the Naga, there is a chance for the Keeper. Focusing on the archers now. Ensnare, of course, revealed this one, and Hunter losing it. But mana burn once again, denying the next entangle. But yeah, he's stuck or torn between the two heroes. What can he do? Naga survives for a little bit longer, and again the Naga dies, this time on Hunter's side, and Moon is the one walking away.
Oh man.
Opposite to what happened on Last Refuge.
Moon outplaying him pretty hard there in this creep jack, which should have gone Hunter's way. The missing dust, a big problem in that scenario. But it was hard to get the dust. I didn't really have the chance to get to his own merchant on the other side of the map. And couldn't get the one on the opponent's side either. Now boots transferred by Moon. I think he saved every single unit, actually.
Pretty sure, yep.
And he's
Reveal
gonna get this
again,
one.
gets
Oh,
another
Jesus.
one.
Level 3 versus level 1.
Yeah. And the Naga leveled up as well.
Jesus Christ.
Ouch, that hurt. This is reminiscent of the game of Focus versus Cash yesterday. The first game was basically toe-to-toe, it was really close, and then on map 2, the favorite just crushing the underdog.
And it's so heartbreaking
forces
because
are under
so much of this damn game comes down to that Ancient of War deny. It's just one little thing, but everything started spiraling because of that. Had he been level 2, this would have looked much different in the early stages. And now Moon has a big advantage. The supply, not even that much, only 6, but he's level 3-2 versus level 2-1, which is a really big deal. Now he's gonna go for the Ogre Lord in the middle, for which the Keeper with the Entangle focus is really good. The double slow from the Naga and the Dryad as well should make this an easy grab. And if he gets an Aura here, he's gonna have another big advantage.
This is so nice how he blocks this. Challenging the AI a little bit. This should have been one of Hunter's moves to get back into this game, I think. But Moon, total map control at this point.
Medallion is alright, but not one of the big auras that he was hoping for. And here we have first person from earlier at that creep jack, where Moon even could save his own Naga.
So sick. I hope we will see something impressive as his Dryad micro last time.
Yeah.
That just blew our minds. This first person, really nice addition to the production once again. Hunter a little unlucky with the Scroll of the Beast. We haven't seen any bears yet, right? Okay, there we go. Moon with the first one. Apparently waiting for the master upgrade to finish. Oh, uproot the lore. Ah, to open it up, I guess, a little.
Tier 3 about to be done. We're gonna have the Orb of Venom then coming out. Hunter's tech is a little bit slower over here, but can still continue to creep. Level 3 now for the Naga for Moon. And the Demon, not yet level 3 himself. And Keeper and Naga, both intelligence heroes, have pretty high mana pools. The Keeper, the Demon, excuse me, is very strong if he can continue to burn all of the mana on the opponent's side, especially before the fight. But it's going to be extremely tough to burn all of the mana from the Naga and the Keeper both.
Absolutely. Can't prevent it all. And Fog Lightning is gonna hurt. And of course the Keeper as well. 3-3 now. At least Hunter caught up to the Demon Hunter's levels, and the ring is also kind of helpful. But Moon is getting the second out of 3 red spots.
There's a chance for Scourge Bone Chimes here.
Indeed. Nope. Belt. More HP. Okay. Of course not the wet dream of Moon, but being tanky against the Demon Hunter is never a wrong thing.
Chance for a specific item at that exact camp is pretty low, because I actually only realized this recently. How many drops are there near? Do you know? I counted them in a cast not too long ago.
Wow.
Yes, I did.
That was a pretty exciting match, huh?
That was it was absolutely also a pretty exciting revelation, because there's 8 items actually that dropped from this camp. So it's a really low chance for any one specific one to grab it up, as opposed to the Claws of Attack camp where there's only 4 item drops, for example. But yeah, there's 8. The belt, not the greatest, but Moon's gonna take it and now is feeling confident enough to move it to the main. Small supply advantage. Big experience advantage. Gonna get rid of the Ancient of War right away. At least the lores are protected this time in the back.
That's true. There is a heal scroll, so Moon should have the absolute dominance in the first fight. Level 4 for the
Player's
Keeper.
forces are under
Entangle
attack.
level 2. And Treants now 6 trees like annoying little flies. And Hunter again fighting at the laboratory. Again, not the wisest choice. He's trying to run away, but right at Naga slow, man.
Yeah.
So good.
And the bears, once again, just like the previous game, are already injured. That's not what you want. Also, just 3 bears with the army right now. Reinforcements waiting in the main.
Yeah, it's impossible to reunite or to unite the reinforcements with the main army. Hunter has to do something. He has to engage at one point.
Good demon usage though, running in and out, weaving in and out of the battle or before the engagement. The keeper's already dry mana. If you can accomplish the same on the Naga, that will be a good opportunity to look for a fight. And now he's going in. Fog Lightning on the archers, dropping them fairly low, and Moon not microing them back. Demon though has to be careful. There's going to be the invul to keep him safe for a little bit longer. Level up here on the Naga for Hunter as well. The bears that were separated from the army, dropping low but still surviving. Keeper of the Grove in focus fire next. Heal Scroll is gonna make him get away. The 2 heroes for Hunter solo. He has to TP after the staff to save both of those heroes and forces the TP on Moonside as well. But that was a good trade for Hunter. I think he lost 1 bear.
Yeah.
Only.
Moon has 1,200 gold, so he can supply up to 50 again. But man, that block from the Naga against the Keeper, really sick to notice that in the middle of the fight where so much is going on at the same time, and that in the end forced the town portal off of Moon. If he can stay in this fight, I think he can reach you up a little and continue the pressure, but this way he has to walk all the way back. It's not going for the second red spot in the bottom right, but wants to be aggressive once more. No heal scroll this time. Hunter was fighting against the heal scroll in this fight, which is not the easiest thing.
1-1 upgrades on Moon's side. Haven't seen him on Hunter yet. Level 4 for the demon also would be a big level up. There he becomes much more tanky.
He's so far away though.
Roar applied. Treants are here. No wisps this time by Hunter. He brought so many wisps for the detonates in the first game. Not just yet in the second. Hunter... Oh, he doesn't have a staff on the Naga actually. This is a little scary.
Oh, the frog block.
Oh,
Reader dispelled, needs a potion, doesn't have the gold as he's breaking upkeep now. Uses his last bit of moon juice in the north. There's 1 Moonwell still available in the bottom right. But yeah, Moon wants his day to be over. He wants to end this series right now.
No roar on any of the bears on Hunter's side. That's a big problem. He has to bring out some wisps for the detonate. He needs to dispel against this roar and against the treants, but the wisps can't get past the Moonwell. Really takes him forever. Has to use the Fog Lightning to get rid of the treants. Not exactly the most efficient usage, but the Demon Hunter's holding strong, and the Naga with the backup of the Moonwells. He is seemingly repelling this force of Moon, not losing any of his bears just yet, and once again a strong stand.
Nice stab, double stab, really well done to save 2 bears there. Super hurt, of course, but at least they are still alive. But how do you want to get them back into the battle without Moon Juice? It depends a little on their mana, I guess. So Hunter holds again.
Yeah. Neither player there taking too many losses. I think the shop died and the altar fell, but that may not matter too much, and the shop is cheap to replace. I imagine Moon has been spamming those upgrades, has been sitting at 50 for a long time, now is breaking upkeep, up to 58 supply. He's gonna have 2 more bears here joining the gang very soon. Still didn't see Hunter's upgrades.
Flute for Hunter again, by the way, so at least the Dryads do a little more, and the Naga herself, but I think you can just sell it. Moon is breaking upkeep.
Oh, is it Doom Drop time?
Okay.
Picks up the tome. This is the moment where the game swings around.
This is GG. Okay, repaying the favor of map number 1. Moon failed to kill the tree. Is the Korean ready for this? There is the town portal. He can react quickly.
Oh, Tome of Retraining, by the way, on the Keeper.
What? For
Thorns.
Thorns aura, okay. There's 1 bear here to defend, but no anti-air. Drop is coming into the base. He's trying to hug the tree. Bear is down, and that seems to be enough.
1 bear being left behind. He's like, I don't have enough time for you, bro. Or maybe he does.
Staff. Oh,
he's gonna do the staff trick. That's pretty cool.
Okay.
Nice.
I think the staff trick where you upload yourself into the Zeppelin and staff at the same time is not allowed at WGL, if I'm not mistaken. But it's of course a lot more likely that you or that you will be able to run away with your Demon Hunter compared to a bear.
Yeah. But the one Dryad is still chasing this demon. The Naga's coming in as well for the Cold Arrow. So this may be a TP force at the end of the day.
Oh, there's an in-roll.
Yeah, and the rest of the army is actually coming south for Hunter.
That was a good move, man.
Hunter now in upkeep as well, but Moon still with a bit more supply. And I think more importantly, he's got the reinforcements here already. Moon with 7 bears right now on this battlefield.
No heal scrolls on either side. One in-roll for Hunter. Moon doesn't care about this army, apparently. Yeah, 2 bears ahead.
And Thorn's Aura level 2 is a big deal in the Bear Mirror.
Think about Vamp Aura and reverse it. So if you attack these bears, you take more damage. Nice Fork Lightning. Seems like a little waste of mana against just 2 Wisps, but that's 2 detonates. That's a lot of Treants. Focus Fire on the bear. Now Reju applied, detonated. Roar again. Zeppelin is coming finally. Demon is taking so many hits, oh my god. And these 2 bear reinforcements are falling.
That's
so
painful.
Nice by Moon to pick these off, and the Demon Hunter is low as well.
Still no roar on Hunter's side. He's forgetting it over and over. Now here we go. Finally can trade somewhat efficiently. This fight is kind of weird. All over the place. Not a clear front line. But here the bear flank seems to be pretty successful. Heal scroll is required by Hunter, but he doesn't have one. Never went for the heal scroll, and now his bears are starting to fall. He's trying to force the TP on the Keeper of the Grove all the way in the corner. This will have to be a TP. The staff actually was still ready.
And that's 2 more kills for Moon. 1 bear down. Oh, does he want to go for the demon? Trying to run away. Demon Hunter into the Zeppelin, saving him. But the Naga in trouble as well. Staff out. Oh boy, Hunter's playing with fire. Fighting for survival. He's on the edge of a cliff, about to fall over. But not yet.
That Demon Hunter slow was insane there. Level 2 Cold Arrow plus the Dryad hits coming in. Could barely even attack. Looked like a Death Knight attack animation right there. Isn't that
boy,
true, boys?
How much experience is on these 4 units we just saw from Hunter? Like 10?
Yeah, it's looking rough now. Looking rough for the Peruvian. Almost 20 supply behind. That kind of reminds us of the last game, doesn't it? Still no expansions anywhere. We're kind of close to mains being mined out again, I think.
Yep, 22 minutes. Just well, it just will take a little time. Now the shop comes in very handy, but he doesn't have the time. His Moon is coming once again, knocking on the door.
Almost level 5. Gonna go for level 3 Thorns Aura then. Not every day we see that. And yeah, here are our siege bears. Fog Lightning seems to only tickle them. Roar applied again, and boom, here we go. Level 5 Keeper of the Grove. We have Mega Thorns now for the retaliate damage.
And Entangle is coming in for some more damage as well. This is basically hopeless. The Demon Hunter saves himself once again with 15 HP, but he knows it's over. GG! Moon again undefeated here in the first series, taking this 2-0. This was to be expected. He is miles and miles ahead in accomplishments in his career. The only Warcraft player to ever reach $500,000 in prize money prevailed with the 2-0. But Hunter showed, as you can see, a very good game.
Absolutely. Not crumbling, not being without a chance, especially in the first game. The second one, he got kind of outplayed at that Creepjack, and once you give a player of that level, of Moon's level, an advantage, it's hard to get back. He kind of achieved it in the first game though, falling behind slightly in the early, then coming back. But yeah, Moon seems to be in good shape, but this is not the Moon of last season. This is not unstoppable killer Moon where you don't know how you're supposed to beat him because he looks like OpenAI and there's no mistakes anywhere. This is only the first game, of course, only one best of 3, one of many games, but we saw TH already. TH looked a lot scarier than Moon did so far.
Yeah, against Colorful yesterday, that was a very one-sided affair. I think the difference here was oftentimes positioning in the fights and how to get a better positioning. Hunter oftentimes was stuck between 2 places, couldn't escape or couldn't get the damage in. Moon was always where he was supposed to be, like every single time. And if he was struggling a little in open battles, he found that Zeppelin drop thing that forced Hunter back in game number 1. So he always had a solution to whatever obstacle Hunter put in front of him. On the other side, Hunter oftentimes forced into fights or situations where he really felt uncomfortable, where he really didn't want to be, and those 1 or 2 situations per game, Moon was there and ate his face off.
And as far as Night Elf mirror meta goes, the Keeper here, I think we saw his strengths and his weaknesses in the second game. Early, it's kind of scary. The Demon runs you down, especially if he gets boots and level 2 early, neither of which was the case. But if it is the case, it's really scary for the Keeper to get through the mid game, to get to an even footing in the late game.
Yeah, that was when Hunter came back a little in that position.
But if Keeper gets level 4, if he gets Tome of Retraining, if he has the money for it, and it goes into upkeep, 60 supply onward, the Keeper is super strong in the Bemera, and the Demon is kind of good. Like, if he gets level 4, he's a good tank, and his damage is alright, but it's not the same damage as the Thornzora is, and Entangle also can have great value if there's not enough to spell or whatever.
Yeah, there's usually only 1 Dryad, so you need that for reju, and then Entangle can be really strong if there's no Wisps. We saw a few mistakes by Hunter. I totally agree with what you say. We saw a few mistakes by Hunter that could get him closer to where Moon is. He had Wisps there. That was nice. But he didn't detonate them really. And the Roar. You pointed it out in basically every single fight, how late the Roar was. We go back to the stage where Moon is being interviewed by Snowkiss. Of course, it's once again in Korean/Chinese, which we don't really understand. But we'll see from his facial expressions how relieved he is, or if he's a little annoyed with him that it wasn't easier. Oh, okay, there's a smile. And of course, a lot of fans with signs for him once more. This is a lot more crowd than yesterday, isn't it?
Moon, of course, one of the biggest draws we have in the scene. He is just such a legendary player. And it was amazing to see him dominating the way he did at last WGL. Even if he kind of made it a one-sided tournament, it was still exciting how well he played. If he wants to be on that same level again, though, he needs to take a step towards, upwards, I guess. That was not as dominant as perhaps we may have expected, but still, he got the win. He moves on and is waiting for his next opponent now. That's going to be decided in our next match. Jamika versus Fly is coming up for Korea versus China once again.
And that's going to be, for me, it's absolutely 50-50. Like, I have no idea who's going to win this. This could go any way. How much Fly is there? Is it really the 100%, or did he...
That's the big question, right?
Didn't he practice too much because he just became a father just 2 weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken, so of course his priorities seem to be a little somewhere else. To be honest, Moon does seem a little annoyed. Or at least not as jolly as he was entering the stage.
He's going to be playing again tomorrow actually. Yeah, tomorrow he's playing. We have all the upper bracket finals tomorrow, 4 matches to figure out our first 4 players to make it into the playoffs. But getting back to Jamika versus Fly, yeah, with Fly, this is always the big question mark. Like, if he shows up in prime shape, he can get absolutely anywhere. Showing that 2 seasons ago where he met TH in the final, only being stopped there to take second place. When he wasn't really on anybody's radar before. He wasn't really practicing that hard, but offline Fly is always a force to be reckoned with. Sometimes he doesn't show up though. Sometimes when he does, it is super scary. But Jamika, it's actually really scary in that matchup as well.
Absolutely. We have seen epic battles against Soin. Soin, of course, not really on Fly's level, at least not having the same legacy as Fly does, being part of the 6 S's. But yeah, this could be fun, man. Jamika also playing a little unconventional, having interesting strategies, something that we usually don't see from players like TH or Infi. So I'm very much looking forward to this next match. It's kind of it has the same factor as later on Sock versus Live, where it's not the star players like the Moons, like the TH, like the 1-2-0s, but equal level and potentially a very strong performance by all of the 4 players there.
Absolutely. Jamika, he hasn't had the best last year, really. It felt like in 2017 he was really on his way, on his rise, but since then...
We will be back.